How do you subtract 67 minus 31? In this lesson, you will learn to subtract numbers using expanded form. Okay, bunnies, let's review our vocabulary. First of all, we know that addition and subtraction are inverse operations. Say inverse operations. Yes, I hear you. That means that they're the opposite of one another. They can undo each other, like day and night and hot and cold are opposites or antonyms. Addition and subtraction are inverse operations of one another. So in this problem, we can start with 6 and add 4 to it and have a total of 10. But yet in subtraction, we can take that 10 and take away the 4 that we put together with it earlier and end up with what we started with. We also know that in an addition problem that our first digit that we would be adding, number we should be adding, is called an add-in. And we can add another add-in. In this case, 6 and 4 are add-ins, and we will get a total sum of 10. So addition problems are add-in plus add-in equals sum. But subtraction has whole different vocabulary. The total that we start with is called a minuend. Say minuend. And we're going to subtract the subtrahend. Say subtrahend. And it will equal the difference. So a subtraction problem is minuend minus subtrahend equals the difference. Little Bunny is wanting a more efficient strategy. He has been using counting up. He's been doing place value blocks. He has even completed some number lines. So look at what he's saying. He's saying, so is there a more efficient strategy than using place value blocks or counting up to solve subtraction problems? Oh, here's his friend. Right on time. Why don't you use what you already know about expanded form to help you solve subtraction problems? How smart is that, little bunnies, to use what you already know to help yourself? Let's keep learning. Little bunny, here are the 4 hops of expanded form subtraction. These are our steps. The first step is that you will expand each number. We are actually decomposing that number and opening it up to see the values. Then our second step is to subtract the tens. Then we will subtract the ones. And finally, our fourth step is to add those partial differences. Get it? Partial. That P-A-R-T. See that part? And then there's that suffix shul. Partial differences together to find the total difference. Here we go. Watch as I do 36 minus 24. I see 36 as my minuend. I am going to decompose it. I'm going to break it into its place value. I'm going to expand it. So I hear 36. I know that that's 3 tens, and I hear it say 30, and then I hear 6. So I'm going to write it right here. Then I'm going to click down and put my subtraction signs because that's my operation I have to perform. And I need to make sure I'm performing the correct one. And now I'm going to expand 24 to see its value. And I hear it, 24. 2 tens is worth 20. And 4 ones is 4. I simply put my equal sign. And now, boys and girls, I'm ready for step 2. Woo-hoo. So here I am. I've got my menu in 30. Subtract, need to make sure I perform the right operation. 20 is my subtrahend. So 30, take away or subtract 20 equals, yes, I know that 3 minus 2 would leave me 1. So 30 minus 20 will leave me, yes, it's 10. Now I can go back and look at my minuend in this next subtraction problem. I have 6, subtract the subtrahend of 4. So 6 minus 4 is, I know this, 2. And I will place it here. Now I'm ready for my fourth and final step, because I had first expanded my minuend and subtrahend in my original subtraction problem. I subtracted my tens, I subtracted my ones, and now the final step is to take my partial differences, add them together, and find my total difference. So 10 and 2 more, 11, 12. There it is. So I'm going to place my answer up in the difference position of my original problem. Now I have 36 minus the 24 will leave me 12. I can check this several ways, but I know, boys and girls, that addition is the inverse operation. So I can simply say 12 plus what I took away should get me my sum, right? So if I had 2 tens were 20 and 1 10 were 10, 20 plus 10 is 30, 4 ones plus 2 ones is 6, so 20 plus 10 is 30, so there's my 30 plus 6 equals 36, what I started with. Yay me! So, woohoo! Now that you watched, are you ready to do as we do 85 minus 42? 85 is my, yes, minuend. And I'm going to subtract 42, my subtrahend. And I am going to be finding my difference. So the first step is to expand my numbers. So I'm going to start with the minuend. 85. What would they expand to be? Yes, if you said 80 and 5, you are so right. Because the 8 is in the tens place, so we count it by 10, so that's 80. And the 5's in the ones. I put my subtraction signs, and now I expand my subtrahend. My subtrahend is 42. What is it? Yes. If you said the 4 is the value of 40 and the 2 has a value of 2, you're right. Now I'm going to put my equal signs. Now I'm ready for step 2. Step 2 said I subtract the numbers in the tens place, and these are my tens in red. So let's read it. 80 subtract 40. 80, take away 40. If 8 minus 4 is 4, then 80 minus 40 is, you're right, 40. Now, we're going to do step 3, subtract the numbers in the ones place, the blue numbers. If I start with a minuend of 5 and I subtract 2, that leaves me with, yes, 3. I didn't even have to use my fingers. How about you? We're getting good, aren't we? So now we're ready for our final step, bunnies. Here we go. We've got our partial differences. This is part of our answer, our difference that we have to add together. So I'm going to take and write 40 plus my 3, and it will equal 40 plus 3 equals the difference. Yes, the answer to this problem when I add my partial differences together is I get 43. I'm going to place it right here. So now I've got 85, subtract 42 is the difference being 43. I can check myself again using the inverse operation. I'm going to use addition, and I'm going to start right here. I can start with my tens place. 40 plus 40 is 80, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So 80 plus 5 is, yes, I got it right. It added up to 85. Hop, hop. Woo-hoo! Let's hop to it. Now, you have been doing so good. Little buddy wants to see what you do. Here's your problem. Read it with me. 67 minus 31 equals the difference of, If you need to, pause this video, get out your whiteboard or your sheet of paper, and work this problem. Start back when you're ready to check. Okay, boys and girls, I see you're here. You must have really hopped to it and got that problem solved. So, again, we had 67 minus 31. What's the first step you did? Did you say you broke your numbers into expanded form? Super. For the minuend 67, did you get 67? And did you put down your subtraction symbols? And what did you expand 31 into? Did you do 30 and 1? Woohoo! Did you bring down your equal sign? Super! Now we're to step 2. What on earth did you do? If you said you subtracted the tens, high five! Woohoo! So let's do it. 60 minus 30. Did you get 30? How cool is that? 30 plus 30 is 60. It's a double fact, just like 6 minus 3 would be 3. Now we're ready for step 3. Did you say we needed to subtract our ones? Awesome job. So if I start with a minuend of 7 and I subtract a subtrahend of 1, how many do I have remaining? Yes, 6. Now we have solved for our partial differences. What is our final step? Yes, we're going to take them and we're going to add them together. Here we go. To get our total difference, here we are, 30 plus 6. 30 plus 6 equals, push them together, 36. Now I'm going to add my answer up into the difference of the original problem position, right? So now I've got a minuend of 67, subtract the subtrahend of 31, which will be 36. 6 remaining. But I can check myself by doing the inverse operation. So I can take this 36, right? And I can add it back to this 31 that I took away. And I should get the original number in my menu in. So here we go. I start with my tens. 30 plus 30 is 60. 6 plus one more is 7. So 60 plus 7 is 67. Great job today, bunnies. Dance and sing. Woohoo! So let's review the 4 hops of expanded form subtraction. Remember, the first thing you're going to do is expand each number. Then you're going to subtract the tens, subtract the ones. And finally, you're going to add those partial differences that you find, and you're going to add them together to find your total difference. So today in this lesson, you have learned how to subtract numbers by using expanded form.